guys, I'm back again. And, we're gonna go find this tower that...
Well, boss, somewhere in there is our power core.
I didn't take much effort.
That's not it.
Maybe all ones. This is a binary jump.
Keep guessing, boss. I'm feeling...
A touchscreen interface.
Here's what we need to do. Find parts to build another robot, and then ask him what to do.
Shut up, Crispin.
It's far too high to try climbing.
All storage bladders empty.
I guess that's a good thing?
Some kind of liquid dispensing robot. Anybody home?
You know, boss, I don't think that's ever going to work.
You never know. Looks like someone tried shooting the door, but the damage is entirely superficial.
Amateurs.
Well, if we ride on Crispin, he'll explode, so I'm pretty sure that'll blow the door up.
Boss, even if there's some code to crack here so that we can understand what it's saying, I propose we just ignore it. Maybe, for once, the other robot can figure out how to communicate with us.
Agreed.
Would it not have been better to have destroyed ourselves gloriously in battle, rather than perpetuate this false existence?
What do you...
Yes. The answer is yes.
Boss, I think someone left the smart off that smart bomb. I wouldn't expect much conversation out of him.
Alright, time to wander around again.
Fine, fine. Put me down for another megacycle.
I should probably turn on my timer. That'd be a good idea, right? You know, figuring out how much time I'm playing this so I can end it.
Hey, look, something came out of the machine.
Corrupt data elimination plan. In order to protect the city from corrupt data, Metromind and the Ad Hoc Robot Council passed the CDEP, under which all information relating to certain untrue subjects, such as the mythological man, is subject to swift elimination. Physical media containing such data will be disposed of in the Underworks Quarantine Zone. Humans, a mythological creature invented to explain the existence of the first basic primordial machines. Logic has proven that progress, not man, explains the development of robots and the creation of Metropole. Immediately following the Primordium, Metropole enacted the Refuge Rule, under which any robot is welcome to the city. In fact, for the first 48 hours after a robot arrives in Metropole, it will not be punished for violations of any laws except for harming another robot or causing significant property damage. More. The purpose of this law is to provide an integration period during which newcomers can make whatever modifications are necessary to operate within Metropolitan society. More laws. There's another one. The Efficiency Initiative was enacted by Metromind following a period of power shortages caused by systemic failures of city planning. Metromind reorganized the city along progressive ideals, closing off entire areas and consolidating the population in the city center. Moreover, Metromind identified and eliminated wasteful practices and inefficient robots. In order to show his commitment to the common good, Factor volunteered to deactivate himself, and many similarly obsolete robots followed suit. Since the initiative was enacted, power levels have been stable, but Metromind is always looking for progressive means of improving efficiency, i.e., stealing my power source. Let's read that, if I can.
The Law in You, a Metropolitan Guide. It's written by Clarity Arbiter Built.
Hey boss, look! That repair bot has a floating helper just like you do!
There's a red, burning, crashed hover bus and a writhing electrical cable. And that's the first thing you notice?
I can't help it. She's beautiful.
Well, you're not getting to her until we deal with this cable. Crispin, can you fly around the cable and push it off the street?
But didn't you just say it's too dangerous to get close to it?
I'm giving you a chance to impress her, Crispin. Just fly up high enough that you don't get close to the sparks.
Fine.
Excuse me.
Can't you see I'm working?
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You do know this ship is never gonna fly again, right?
You're right about that. This old airing bus could hardly fly to begin with. Still, there might be some parts here that Metromind can use to get another bus up and running. Anyway, what do you want?
Hey boss, ask him about his helper.
What happened here?
What does it look like? The airing bus's motor gave out and it crashed into the only bridge leading from Main Street to the rest of the city center.
Was anyone on board?
Sure, but they've already been salvaged.
Salvaged? Not repaired?
Can't repair without parts. You can't get parts without salvage.
What about building new parts?
Yeah, me and what factory? Look, everyone wants to spot bugs, but no one wants to write code. You got a better way to run a city? Go out and build one. Otherwise, get with the program.
You mentioned Metromind.
Yeah, sure. She's in charge of this big circuit board we call Metropole.
What can you tell me about her?
What do I look like? The information kiosk? I want to know what I think. Metromind is the best thing that ever happened in this place.
Really?
Really? You, me, all these other machines grinding about? We're just tools in the toolbox. But Metromind, she's got the master plan. Progress. Got a nice ring to it, too.
So as part of the master plan, crashing buses into roads?
Look, there's plenty of rust to go around, but Metromind's the only one scrubbing. Not her fault that some of the metal's too far gone.
It looks to me like you're the one scrubbing, not Metromind.
Like I said, I'm just a tool in the box. Now, I gotta get back to work. You again. What do you want?
Since you're so close to her, do you know how I can talk to Metromind?
Ha! Talk to Metromind. Look, Metromind has an entire city to run, but Horizon ears are everywhere. If she wants to talk to you, she will.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has big claws and shoots lasers.
Scraper. After the last big cave-in, the two of us worked together on trying to fix the blue line. He's on the simple side, but a hard worker. What about him?
He took something of mine.
Yeah, salvaged it probably. That's what most of us do for Metromind these days.
Stole it.
Hey, you say router, I say router. Anyway, not my problem.
Where can I find Scraper?
Do I look like a tour guide? Piece of advice for you. Don't mess with the code if you can't handle the glitches.
Very profound. Do you know where I can find a power source?
If I did, I'd have salvaged it myself and brought it to the tower.
My friend is curious about your helper.
Nah, she's just a sidekick factor built. Thousands of them rolled off the assembly line back in the day, but she's probably the only one left. Really not much more than a floating lantern, and headlamps are a lot cheaper.
She says you're not much more than a floating plasma torch.
She's right.
When will the bridge be passable? Soon?
Well, seeing how the last remaining Airbus just crashed, I'd say opening the bridge to pedestrian traffic. So I'd say something on the order of a month, give or take.
A month?
Give or take.
And there's no other way off Main Street?
Not unless you got a jetpack hiding under that jacket.
Well, at least that narrows our options down, boss.
Goodbye.
Let's go see what this progress is about. Progress is an inexorable process by which basic machines grow more complex over time. All thinking machines must, to fulfill their nature, both develop themselves and build superior robots to take their place. Progress is both a factual and ethical imperative. Metromind is responsible for guiding Metropol's progress. What was it? Landmarks? In order to conserve energy and improve efficiency, only the city center is now accessible to Metropolitan robots. Here one can find the famed Council Tower rising high above Metropol, the old courthouse, and the historic Central Station, as well as Metropol's main street. For safety's sake, do not enter the underworks. Subway construction, repair, and precision excavation robot, or Scraper, was built by Stormweiler in the Primordia. Is a loyal citizen of Metropol, always committed to the common good and eager to gather supplies for the city. Because of its background, Scraper has often worked closely with Metromind. Okay. Let that help me.
Ahoy, my dear friend! Oswald Factorbuilt at your service.
He's no more your dear friend than Rex is your creation, you besotted gear oiler.
Oh, don't mind Cornelius. He's been bitter since the first great rolling brownout.
Bitter? Bitter? I'll show you bitter, you backbiting bot snatcher.
I think I like these guys, boss.
What's in that building?
Why, Arbiter's Court, of course. Why else would we be here?
I need to see Arbiter.
We all do, my dear friend. But the courthouse is locked, and first come, first served.
Why are you waiting in line?
Justice. I'm here for justice. To prove that I, Cornelius Factorbuilt, created this marvelous machine, Rex. Rex Cornelius built.
Ignore him, my dear friend. Candidly, he is 1023 flops short of a kilo, if you catch my drift. The machine's name is Oswald Built. Rex Oswald Built.
This is over a name? Why not just let Rex decide?
Ridiculous. This is about principle.
This is about pride.
So, boss? Would you fight over me like this?
You could call yourself Crispin Crispian for all I care. As long as you still pull things off ledges for me, that is.
Glad to know I'm loved.
How are you going to decide who gets Rex?
For the law, fool. The law.
Please excuse my brother. He can barely remember pi to the 23rd digit, let alone his manners.
For?
I rest my case. Suffice it to say, old chap, we await the reopening of the courthouse. Or more precisely, we await a summons from Arbiter who will decide our case.
Who will say whose contribution was more important? Who will say, in fact, that my contribution was more important?
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has lots of claws and shoots lasers. It stole something of mine. Have you seen it?
Indeed. The robot you describe sounds like Scraper, Metromind's enforcer. Whatever he took is gone forever.
I refuse to accept that.
Oh, he refuses. How delightful.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
Alas, my friend, power is not so abundant in Metropole as it once was.
That Magak Metromine seized it all. Seized it and doles it out. And there's hardly enough to go around now.
Metromine keeps all power sources in the Great Tower where the Council used to meet. If you want to share in it, you will need to pay her in megacycles.
Megacycles?
Yes, megacycles, you ninny. CPU cycles. Brain power. The kind of power she really wants. Her low-rate processor was made for running trains, not a city.
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromine, perhaps? Authoritative to be sure, but I fear she would claim Rex for the good of all.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromine.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can we know your reasoning is sound?
Test me.
An interesting proposition. What do you say, Cornelius?
What do I say? I say that you are a liar and a thief, Oswald. But as to this Horatio, well, as to him, so be it.
Boss, if they make us find 7 lost crystals, I'm quitting.
Shh.
Righto. Consider this. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party.
The what circle is gathered at the what? Is this some kind of vocab test?
I said quiet.
Each robot is either a factor-built or a Sternweiler-built.
Blasted Sternweilers.
And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture.
This is ridiculous!
Pay attention. Factor or Sternweiler. Quad-core, linear type, or multiplex.
Indeed. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler-built. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
God damn it. I'm gonna have to write some of this shit down. And by write down, I mean jot down on my cell phone.
Could you repeat the question?
Indeed. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party. Each robot is either a factor-built or a Sternweiler-built. And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler-built. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
I'm gonna have to go through this a couple of times, guys. I apologize for making you listen to all of this.
Could you repeat the question?
Indeed. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party. Each robot is either a factor-built or a Sternweiler-built. And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler-built. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Linear, multiplex, and quad. guessing it's either 1 or 2, or 1 or 2. I'm leaving here until I find the right answer. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I took about 5 minutes to figure this one out. Like, that's all I did for the last 5 minutes, is play around with the correct answers for these. So I'll get it right, check out their data they give me, and I'll let you know.
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromine, perhaps? Authoritative to be sure, but I fear she would claim Rex for the good of all.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromine.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I've built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can I know your reasoning is sound?
Test me.
An interesting proposition. What do you say, Cornelius?
What do I say? I say that you are a liar and a thief, Oswald. But as to this Horatio, well, as to him, so be it.
Boss, if they make us find 7 lost crystals, I'm quitting.
Shh.
Righto. Consider this. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party.
The what circle is gathered at the what? Is this some kind of vocab test?
I said quiet.
Each robot is either a Factor built or a Sternweiler built.
Blasted Sternweilers.
And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture.
This is ridiculous!
Pay attention. Factor or Sternweiler. Quad-core, linear type, or multiplex.
Indeed. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more Factor-built robots than Sternweiler builds. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Well, since it said Factor had more than Sternweiler, there are only 7. 4 robots could not be built by Sternweiler, so...
4 robots were built by Sternweiler.
Good show!
The preceding facts are unchanged. Now, answer this. If exactly 2 Factor-built robots have the same type of processor architecture, then which of the following must be true?
3 of the 7 robots were built by Sternweiler. Yes, that is completely true.
3 of the 7 robots were built by Sternweiler.
Correct. Here is the third question. The facts are still unchanged. Which of the following types of processor architecture might you find in a probabilitist built by Sternweiler?
Only multiplex.
Only multiplex.
Well, it seems we underestimated you, my friend. I'm uploading the facts of our dispute to your data pouch. Please, take some time to consider, and let us know when you are ready to hear our arguments.
Let's see what we got. Designed by Cornelius, assembly by Oswald, concept to completion 4 years, design time 1 year, Cornelius, embedded new pneumatic drivetrain assembly. We're gonna stay here and then talk to him.
I'm ready to hear your arguments.
Excellent, excellent. My dear friend, this is not a difficult case. In the Primordium, it was once said, 10 people have 10 ideas, and 20 idle hands. Wise Horatio, long years have passed, but the principle remains true. Did Cornelius have the idea for my beloved Rex? I concede he did. But who built him with his own claws and tools? Who hammered and soldered and wired Rex? That would be my humble self. Wise Horatio, a robot's fabronymic has the suffix built, not designed. And Rex is Oswald built, no matter who designed him.
Okay.
He makes a good case, boss.
What about you, Cornelius?
If you're so smart, you can figure this out for yourself. The question isn't what built Rex, but who built him. Your little friend there isn't named Hammer-built or Plasma Torch-built. You call him Horatio-built. Every robot uses tools to build. Oswald was merely a tool with tools. My vision was the creative force. And if you disagree, then you can go and rust in the rain.
What do you think, boss? Who gets to take credit?
Well, I might let you guys see the 3 different choices for this one. Let's go with... or 4 different choices. Let's go with Oswald first. I did save it before this.
Oswald is right. He's the one who actually built Rex. Anyone can come up with a plan, but it takes years of dedication to see it through. Rex Oswald built is his name.
Outrageous!
Not at all, Cornelius. Horatio is most sensible indeed.
To rust with both, you thieves!
Ooh, do I get ahead?
My dear friend, I thank you for your considered judgment. Come here, Rex.
Anyway, let's...
I'm ready.
In the what did but who that's why and Rex.
Okay.
He makes it.
What about
You Oswald, my friend.
Cornelius? The mind that conceives a robot is the builder. Rex Cornelius.
Surely, sir.
No, I have not. You asked me to judge?
But
I don't get ahead for him leaving.
You're smarter than you take this as a...
But I get shiny.
I've been told the dates to the Primordium. It's... Come on, Rex.
Let's check that shiny out.
It's a silver disc with a faded image and...
Not last time we flipped, I wound up swaddled in rags, polishing the Unique's exhaust pipes.
Let's try factor build.
I'm ready.
in the Primordium, what did but who that's what and
Oh, what about...
You...
Neither of you could have built Rex with... So neither of you can put your name... But you both share a common builder. Factor.
A common denominator.
Both of you are Factor. Therefore, your robot's name is Rex.
Factor build.
Ridiculous. Yet, the name has been...
Indeed.
Take this, then, as a sign of our appreciation. I've been told the dates to the Primordium itself.
I think we'll keep that ending.
You know, my idea would have been to threaten to cut Rex in half.
You got upset when I cut that fuse box open.
Yeah, but that Rex just rubbed me the wrong way.
I think I'm gonna let you guys go here for now. When we come back, we'll see what else we can do in this little area. Deuces.